Hey guys, it's Rob Benedict. I've got a message for book lovers. If you're a book lover, I got a new one for you. If your favorite romances are dark, addictive, and just a little bit dangerous, let me recommend The Dare by New York Times bestselling author Harley LaRue. Jessica was an untouchable prom queen. Manson was the outcast she made sure everyone feared. Years later at a Halloween party, one hot game of drink or dare and one impossible challenge forced them into a night that changes everything they thought they knew about each other. Whew! Titillating stuff, guys. If you love bully romance, enemies to lovers tension, morally complicated characters, queer representation, and stories that aren't afraid to explore the darker side of desire and devotion, this one is for you. This gorgeous new edition also features a full gold foil cover and an exclusive bonus novella, Ghosted, available in print for the very first time. Fun fact, The Dare became infamous after Amazon temporarily banned it for being too sexy, their words, helping cement Harley LaRue as one of dark romance's most talked about voices. It feels like this is the kind of book that would be a good recommendation for people who enjoy the fan fiction that I've heard so much about. Nevertheless, whether you're into that or not, I feel like you're going to be into this. It's The Dare by Harley LaRue. Available now wherever books are sold. Hey everybody, it's Rob. Guess what? The summer is coming to an end soon. Isn't that crazy? But not yet. We still have a month left. But August is the time to start thinking about having a clothing reset before fall. That's why I love Quince. Quince is all about fewer, better pieces. Their clothes are made with premium materials built to last and designed to become the ones you reach for day after day. So Quince is great with your everyday essentials. The t-shirts and the boxers and the socks are all made with great, dependable material like strong cotton that you can trust. They've got denim. I'm talking jeans, people, and tailored chinos, everything. You want to go nice cash, walk into that Labor Day party and go, hey, what a summer we had, hey guys? Quince is the place to go for that. You want swimsuits? Quince. I just got one myself. The great thing about it is that it's priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands because they work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middleman, so you're paying for high quality, not brand markup. I'm loving my Quince stuff. I love this swimsuit. And I also bought, I bought just a nice, clean, white shirt. Just a lightweight cotton shirt. You can also get linen. I love this place because it's great quality. The prices are insanely good. And you're getting quality materials. Quality threads, as the kids say. And it's not just clothing. Quince has become my go-to for everything. From hotel quality bedding, which I love because I go to hotels a lot, and bath essentials to premium cookware and travel must-haves. So upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/STN. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's quince.com/STN.
In 2005, two brothers hit the road searching for their father and ended up fighting demons, ghosts, monsters, angels, and preventing the apocalypse.
Over 15 seasons, Supernatural became more than just a television series. It became a fandom, a community, and for many people, a chosen family.
I'm Richard Speight Jr. I played the Trickster, Gabriel, Loki, and I also directed a number of episodes along the way.
And I'm Rob Benedict. I played Chuck Shirley, who was later revealed to be God.
Spoiler alert! Now, we spent years making the show, but we never actually sat down and watched every single episode in order. Until now.
And this season, we're diving into Season 9, the fallout of the angel trials and the fall of heaven, secret possessions and broken trust, and a whole new war between angels, demons, and the Winchester brothers.
Each week, We'll revisit every episode alongside the actors, writers, directors, editors, composers, and a whole slew of crew members who help bring the series to life.
We'll share behind-the-scenes stories, revisit unforgettable moments, and talk about what happened on set, preserving the history of this iconic show.
Now, fair warning, just like Rob proved a few seconds ago, there will be spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there will be. And remember, this is our first real watch-through of the series, so if we forget a plot point, mix up some lore, or don't know what happens 3 episodes from now, that's just part of the ride.
So join us as we fire up the Impala once again, hit the open road, and continue our journey through Season 9 of Supernatural. Hey everybody, it's Rob Benedict.
And I'm Richard Spate, Jr.
And we're talking about Season 9, Episode 13, The Purge.
The Purge. As soon as I saw the title, it absolutely reminded me of a movie, the horror movie that I have seen and think it's really creepy.
Called The Purge?
No, it's called The Purge.
So it's not called The Purge?
You put the emphasis on the wrong part. It's called The Purge.
Oh,
You're saying
okay.
The Purge.
I've seen The Purge.
It's The Purge.
I've never seen The Purge.
No, you've never seen The Purge. But it's really good. I don't exactly know. We'll try during the summary, but somehow something about that title reminded me of that movie.
Interesting. Very interesting. I was expecting there'd be a purge, too. I was expecting that at some point in this, people would be on the streets fighting other people.
Yes.
Like in The Purge.
Like that movie.
Right, that movie.
The Purge.
The Purge, yeah. Hey, do you like this kind of comedy?
Yeah, I do. Why? Why do you ask?
Were you a Patreon member but had to cancel?
No, I'm still loyal.
No, I'm talking to the people.
Oh, it's on the script. Never mind. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Were you a Patreon member but had to cancel? Well, come on back. We miss you in the live streams and are now publishing the video interviews with all cast members the week the episodes are coming out. It's always hard when you see people cancel the Patreon.
Every time it happens, you can't help but think, what did Rob do?
Exactly. Nevertheless, come on back and join the fun. All right, shall we get into The Purge?
Let's do it.
The episode of Supernatural, not the movie.
Right.
Sam and Dean investigate the mysterious death of a competitive eater in Stillwater, Minnesota, whose body has been drained of its fat. They arrive in town and meet the local sheriff, Donna Haskam.
It's our very good friend Briana Buckmaster making her Supernatural debut.
And I have to tell you, I was not prepared. I didn't know this was her first episode. I wasn't ready for it.
I wasn't ready for it, but man, did I enjoy it. It was super fun to see her pop up on the screen.
And what's the first thing I said to myself? When do we get to the donut scene? Because I've heard so much about this donut scene.
Right, because it's kind of famous, right?
So they question the competitive eater's rival. At first, the brothers suspect his gypsy wife, who may have put a hex on him. However, after a similar death at a gym, the investigation leads them to a luxury weight loss spa called Canyon Valley Wellness Retreat.
Quick question for you. When Sam goes to her bedroom, he takes something. He thinks it's a hex bag?
Yeah.
Is it a hex bag? Like, that's what I couldn't figure out. Like, she came in, it's like, you have something in mind. Was she trying to use voodoo to do something, but not without any powers to it? Or what was that?
No, she used it to sort of, because she says to them, it can also be like a blessing. She was using it so that he would win.
Gotcha.
Because she was having an affair with the guy that won.
Right. Yeah, that part I picked up.
She was using the hex bag so that he would win.
Are we to believe that it really had no power? Like, because she's not actually a witch or anything? It was just sort of wishful thinking?
Maybe. The whole thing was kind of a red herring.
Okay.
But yeah, it wasn't that.
Okay.
But yeah, she was having an affair. She wanted him to win. And then they were going to run away with the money and leave the skinny guy.
Oh, man. Always happens to skinny guys.
I know. But we skipped right over the donut scene. Very funny.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to ask our guest about a little details about it.
Yeah.
But it was very charming to see Dean and Donna bond right out of the gate over sweets.
That's right. Yeah, so believing the spa may be connected to the murders, Sam and Dean go undercover as a personal trainer and kitchen staffer hired by owners Larry and Maritza. Are you going to say anything about Maritza, or are you going to just let that go?
Maritza, the wife?
Yeah.
Yes, she was, I knew immediately. I'm like, well, somewhere Rob's tipping his head at the screen. Ma'am, where do I leave this robe?
Sheriff Hanscom shows up as a client and undergoes a cupping treatment from Maritza. That's gross when I see what cupping looks like.
Dude, and I've seen it like before, but
I've had it done.
Me too. But I've seen it like, when my kids have had, sessions back when they had like to clear chest congestion. Oh. It's an unsavory look.
Oh, man. Yikes.
A couple things here.
Okay.
Number one, Dean in the hairnet,
Yes.
being the buffet guy was funny.
Hilarious. And that he gets that he during the when they're posing to be trainers, he goes in too hot.
Well, also they're unhireable. I just want to point out that like many episodes before this one, they are unhireable and yet miraculously start the next day.
Good job. Yeah.
I don't get it. Okay, so to talk about the cupping thing, you kind of get one shot at that. I mean, again, I look forward to talking to our guest, but it looks like they're really cupping Briana. Look legit. Right?
It did.
Or was it a visual effect?
It must have been a visual effect.
Because otherwise she would have had purple circle, like you get one take.
Yeah.
They're not doing that a second time.
Well, if it is a visual effect, it was very believable.
Yeah, very good. And I just want to say also, obviously we've been on the road with Briana Buckmaster for years and years and years, but so we know her to be a very talented person already. But seeing her debut, no wonder they brought her back. Like she just pops off the screen in this episode, man. She's so fun.
Yeah.
Like right out of the gate in that donut scene. I just saw it. I was like, man, what a great role meets actor. You know, like casting her must have been, when she walked in the room, Phil must have been like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Because she brings so much to a role that could have been just a one episode, one and done type of role.
Yeah.
And she's great.
Yeah, totally. And very Fargo-ish. Sort of a nod to Fargo.
Yes, but I'll tell you, I thought she stayed just this side of cartoon. But because it still felt like an actual character, and that Fargo thing can easily trap you into being,
Yeah, but if you go back to the original movie Fargo, like that's what's so great about it. It's not.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, when she says "you betcha," that's very Fargo and honestly very Minnesota.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was great. She was great. Anyway, she gets cupped by your friend Maritza, who secretly is a monster that drains fat through a hidden proboscis while the sheriff sleeps. How are you on proboscis?
Pretty good.
Did you have enough proboscis?
I think I need some, now I need some pro proboscis.
Is that, a proboscis is that thing that comes out of their mouth?
No, it's their attitude.
Oh.
Yes, it's that thing that comes out of their mouth. It's that creepy, like pipe.
Yeah, but what's the definition of proboscis?
It's a professional boscus.
Oh.
It's short for that.
I see.
Look, I can tell you're looking it up. Just look it up. Read it to the group, would you please?
A proboscis is an elongated appendage from the head of an animal, either a vertebrate or an invertebrate. In invertebrates, the term usually refers to tubular mouth parts used for feeding and sucking.
Boy, if you had a nickel, am I right?
In vertebrates, a proboscis is an elongated nose or snout or an asshole. Dean, starving, eats spiked pudding meant for clients and gets drugged and then incapacitated.
Correct.
He can hardly move.
By the sweet potatoes, no less.
Yeah. Sam discovers everyone at the spa has suction marks, and after rescuing Dean, learns from the chef that Larry and Maritza ordered the supplements added to the food. Sheriff Hanscom, thrilled about her weight loss, unknowingly confirms Maritza gave her the cupping treatment.
Any thoughts about Larry, Rob?
No, I was just about Maritza.
You've been oddly silent about Larry.
You can take Larry. Maritza and Larry realize Sam and Dean are hunters and try to destroy evidence, but Dean catches Maritza dumping tubs of harvested fat. The fat was gross too.
Yeah, real gross.
And very, very well done. You believed it. She confesses she's a
fish taco.
Pishtacos. And I thought that was funny. He was like, fish taco? By the way, I'm looking forward to the
fun facts,
the portion of our show called Mythology to find out if this stuff is real.
Yeah, to learn more about fish taco.
About pishtacos. Well, a pishtaco is a Peruvian fat-eating creature who doesn't want to kill, only to feed and help people lose weight. The real killer is her brother Alonzo, who can't control his hunger.
Yeah, he is the killer.
Larry confronts Alonzo and is killed for it. Maritza, devastated, tells Sam and Dean where to find Alonzo and how to stop him.
Yeah.
In the basement, Alonzo corners Sam and tries to feed on him, but Dean saves Sam by cutting out Alonzo's tongue, or proboscis, and kills him.
Right.
So that was the way to kill him. We never really heard it, but then I was like, oh, okay. That.
You got to cut off their tube.
With her family gone, Maritza is left grieving. Dean wants to kill her since she's a monster, but Sam disagrees, and they end up sending her back to Peru instead. This part made me think about that episode way back in like season 2 or 3, where they actually do go back in and kill the monster.
Yeah, they had to kill. That was called Heart. It's
one of your favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. Great episode.
Yeah. And I thought, but they didn't. They've changed a little bit.
No, they didn't here, but man.
Yeah. The case sparks a deeper conversation between the brothers about Sam's possession by the angel Gadriel. Back at the bunker, Sam questions whether he deserved to die during that possession, and Dean insists he'd make the same choice again to save him. But Sam pushes back, wanting Dean to admit the truth, that Dean saved him partly because he didn't want to be alone. Sam then admits that in Dean's position, he wouldn't have made the same choice. He walks away, leaving Dean alone in the kitchen.
Alone in the kitchen is exactly right.
The brutal truth about from Sam.
Well, somebody had to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, thoughts?
I mean, we can talk a little bit about it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to do this, and then we can talk a little more before we jump in with our ratings. But Rob and Rich ratings. I really enjoyed the humor here. I thought it was fun. Yeah, you got to do the classic suspension of disbelief when they immediately get hired at the weight loss clinic.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny. I thought there's a lot of humor.
Yeah.
That landed largely because of our good friend Briana Buckmaster. What about you? What are your thoughts?
Same. It was really funny. It was fun to go into the world of competitive eating. That's a sort of a world we hadn't gone into before. I thought it was really well written. I thought that that Nicole and Eric wrote a great episode here in terms of like...
Oh, right. This is them. Yeah, of course.
You normally the sheriff that they see at the beginning of the episode, you don't quite see much again, or maybe they show up again in another murder. But the fact that Brianna's character is interwoven within the story because she goes to the same clinic, I thought that was good writing. They're like, yeah, she takes a vacation. Not quite sure where that's leading, and then there she is at the spa.
I agree, and I also thought that her scene at the spa, talking about her backstory about losing a husband and why she wanted to lose weight and why she didn't care about the 10 pounds being in 2 hours. She was suspending logic because she was emotionally tied up in this whole thing. It was interesting.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a like all the characters that come back when you see their first episode, you're like, oh, I get it.
100%.
Such a lovable character and funny and fits right in. And Brianna's great. And the whole time I was like, I can't believe I'm seeing this episode. This is that episode.
It has finally arrived to us. It has finally arrived.
It was a lot of fun and Phil directed. Yeah, it's really sort of like, and what I love about Phil's directing, and we talk about a lot about is the editing and his, his shots, but like he does comedy really well.
Yes.
For being an hour-long director, he does comedy really well, and he allows actors to sort of be free to... If he sees an actor's funny, he'll go with that. And of all the directors I ever had on Supernatural, he's probably the only one that encouraged a little bit of improv.
Right. Yeah. Yes, I think you're right.
In the right hands,
Yeah.
In the right hands with an actor like Brianna, he can really bring that out. So yeah, no, I thought that was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
What beard rating are you looking at?
I am going to go... in honor of, let me look at this character here again here. In honor of Maritza being a Peruvian monster or parasite. That's South American, and I'm going to stick in the South American theme. I'm going to give this episode a bearded Wagner Moura. A bearded Wagner Moura. Great actor.
Brazilian, right?
Pride of Brazil, and a great actor. I love this guy.
Not Peru, but close.
Close. I couldn't find a bearded actor from Peru, a Peruvian bearded actor.
All right.
No, but Wagner Moura, South American. I stayed I stayed at least in the continent.
Yeah, you're in the right.
So Wagner Moura, bearded Wagner Moura,
in the right continent. All right. Well, good.
Robert.
In an homage to people solid weight.
Okay.
And funny people. I'm going to give it the Dom DeLuise.
The Dom DeLuise. All right. Tip of the cap to our larger friends.
Yeah. I mean, he if you don't know Dom DeLuise's work, please go back and look. He was in some of the funnier movies in the 80s and was just a delightful person. I met him while he was alive. He's no longer with us, but...
he was hugely famous. I mean, he was like a staple, obviously, of movies and TV, but he was like the game show and talk show staple, too,
Yeah.
Back when you could be that guy.
Yeah. So funny and so good.
Dom DeLuise. Here's a question for you. And I'll answer the same. What kept you from making this why isn't this a Stapleton and Loggins?
Well, first of all, Dom DeLuise.
Good.
Had a great beard.
No, it's great. But, our high water marks are, I can tell you for me that it's when the stories leap into and now we've got these crazy jobs that we got on the sort of the rom-com leap over logic sort of beat.
Yeah. I mean, also, I just feel like I'm trying to save There were seasons, I feel like, in the past where we sort of gave out the top beard for a lot of the episodes.
The Grand Prix.
And then we started realizing that a lot of the episodes are on that level of really great.
Right.
I'm just trying to like mix it up a little bit and save it.
Did you think about giving this one? Was it good enough in your brain to be a contender for a
I don't know.
Loggins?
I didn't honestly. I didn't weigh it that heavily. Other than like you said, like there are a couple of things, but there's nothing at the end of the episode I wasn't like, oh, that bothered me. Like you said,
No.
It was like there are episodes of Supernatural that leap out of your television and they're more than just TV and they feel like a movie.
Right.
This felt like a really great episode of television.
Correct.
Like you said, you have to do a little bit of disbelief to get back, get past the facts. But
right.
No, everything about it was great. The effects, I have to give a shout out to the effects team too. The visual effects were incredible. The tongue thing worked. So yeah, that was the only reason. Just like, I guess if I gun to my head, I'd have to say, first of all, why we go on gun to my head. But
yeah, what's with the gun? Robbie, calm down.
We're just talking about a television show. It felt like a really good episode of TV.
Yep, I agree. I concur. It's a bummer we don't have anybody we can really dive deep into the episode with, you know what I mean? Who understands it, who gets it.
I have a surprise for you.
What?
We have the one and only producer, director of this episode, and friend. Our good friend, Uncle Phil. Phil Sgriccia is back. So we talked to Phil, and here's our conversation with Phil Sgriccia.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
to you.
Philip.
Where is everybody? Here?
I'm in Los Angeles, California. Robert?
I'm in Los Angeles, California.
I'm in Los Angeles.
Look at us, all of us in the same town.
Let's get into it. I feel like this episode is a classic Phil episode in that I know that we talk about it a lot.
Yes, it's talked about a lot, for sure.
The first Dawn episode, the whole donut thing. But I had never seen it, so it was super fun. So I know there are a lot of stories that go along with it. But our first question is, for those of us not familiar with the sport of competitive eating, what is chipmucking?
Where you put it in your jowls and then you don't actually eat it, but you hide it.
Okay.
And that's illegal, I take it.
That's illegal.
So you have to like eat one at a time.
I had to look all that up. So
that's hilarious.
I also didn't know when Donna's explaining all the different things that he's won. That's really funny too. Like one of them's shrimp.
Shrimptasia? Yeah, that made me laugh out loud. Shrimptasia.
Puff wings, butter.
The wing ding? Was any of that improv?
Actually, the butter one was something that Jerry Wanick brought to the table. Being from Wisconsin, he said in the state fair they freeze butter and then they coat it and then they deep fry it and then they have butter. And I was like, yeah, that's a thing. Cool. Let's put it in there.
So, yeah. They deep fry everything at that state fair.
Yes.
So Rob, you and I didn't really talk about this, but I want to say, question for Rob Benedict. Did you know Phil directed this episode when you started it?
No, not until I saw his name on it.
Right. Neither did I. And I will say, Phil, this is just, you're obviously one of the best directors out there. And immediately watching that opening shot where you're behind Dean and it swivels around, I remember going like, okay, all right, somebody showed up for work. I don't know who this is. I'm like, all right, new guy. I see you. And then your name popped up like, oh, of course it's Phil. Damn it. Yeah. But like right out of the gate, your shots were so cool this episode. They're really, really good.
It was a strange, goofy episode. I mean, Jensen is just downright goofy and silly throughout this whole thing. When they're they're being interviewed to be, instructors.
Yeah.
He's just, I can't remember us being okay with all that.
Right.
But we let him do it. I mean, it was just weird because it starts with such a serious note and it ends on such a serious note because that's the tie to the through line, of their relationship. That this whole episode just kind of like, it's a swing to the outer reaches of it's almost in that Ben Edlund world a little bit. I think Nicole and Eric who wrote it I don't know. We just started having fun with it and nobody said don't do that.
First of all, Nicole and Eric have proven to be really good writers, especially they can balance comedy in the supernatural world really well.
Yeah.
But in the wrong hands, this would have been a silly to the point of not great episode. You did a good job of keeping it on course, I thought.
Well, it's also hard to, we're not really big on showing the monster effects and all that, and that whole animation thing. That was to me it's good, it all works, but it just doesn't seem to be the show. We're not.
I don't know. It seemed appropriately creepy. You know what I mean?
It was, but at the same time, it was kind of like, we don't show that sort of 3D animation usually on the show.
Really?
Fair. But I also thought you did it in a way that was cinematic. So that shot specifically is another one that was on my list of like, all right, Phil, well done. When you're under and you do a 90-degree swing around to reveal the actress doing that thing. It's a timed bit. And I thought if it was going to be cheesy, it isn't, because it's cinematic in the way it's sort of told. So, it worked for me.
Okay.
Did that bump for you, Rob? Seeing the actual graphic of the
thing coming out?
Yeah.
No.
Because her eyes go back into white, it's kind of interesting. It's like
I thought it was creepy. I thought the actress did a nice job, and again, the shot was cool. It also tracked like, here's a question: were the
suction cups
cupping thing was that visual effect, or was they actually doing that?
That's what happens.
They do that to Briana?
But dude, then you had one take, because otherwise she's going to have purple circles all over her back.
Oh, if you stay low enough, you can kind of put them right back on.
And that was really Briana's back?
I believe so. I don't think we did anything there. And I was looking at it again. I'm like, that really the skin really gets pulled up.
Yeah, so gross.
I've had it done, but you never see what it is.
Exactly. No, only the bruise after.
And now you can't unsee it.
No.
Pull the skin out.
Briana was to me, it was our casting choice of the year, probably for that year, maybe.
Yeah.
It was kind of one of those, where has she been?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that, because you have this role on paper that, again, could easily be a one and done. Somebody comes in, does a decent job, and you're happy with it, and on she goes. Now you ended up with this sort of staple character. Describe the casting process. Did you read her in person? Did you see a tape?
Yeah, we were like the last show in maybe Vancouver, maybe, I don't know, in the industry that we would go. The director and a couple producers would go to casting on the North Shore. We'd actually sit in the room and watch people do their thing. And I miss that, because
me too.
It's such an important thing, because you just want to like physically see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're in this, that's all you get. And you don't know any physical movements or attributes or whatever. And you just can't talk to them after or before, just shooting the breeze.
Or giving them an adjustment. I mean, you can't say, try this, try that.
Well, you give them the adjustment, then 3 days later you see it again, and then you forgot what you were thinking,
Yeah,
so
totally.
When Briana came in, it was you could tell right away she was probably a theater person. You could kind of get that sense that they've done theater and understand what the roles are and how they fit and all that sort of thing. I think I threw her a curveball just to do it more out of the plains, Fargo kind of thing, because I don't know if it was actually in the pages that way.
Mm.
And I said, well, we're going to Minnesota. Let's go to Minnesota. So he was from the middle of Canada, Saskatchewan, I think, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
She just hit it out of the park right away. I was like, Phil, there's nobody else I need to look at. She's going to be great.
Yeah.
And the thing was, I think you'll have to ask her, but I think she was pregnant. She didn't let us know any of that.
Right.
Which didn't matter to me, because she wasn't showing. I think it was early.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But, then you got to go to, the spa, and she's got to be kind of topless and all that. And she was just totally down for it, down to clown. She was ready.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was really, really fun having her. And she hits all those notes where she's goofy and silly and funny without overdoing it. And then she's also heartbroken that her husband, when she talks about her husband leaving her
yeah, we talked about that in reviewing the episode. That made that character stand out is immediately it's a 3-dimensional character.
Totally.
Immediately there's a backstory that you relate to.
Yep.
Even when she's like, I already worked, I lost 10 pounds. And they're like, you weren't suspicious? And her whole thing of like, honestly, I don't care. Like, it saves her from she's not a dumb small town cop.
No.
She's a woman who's been in an emotional crisis and is grasping at something. I mean, it's a really well written, well teed up part.
No, without that scene, I don't think
you wouldn't connect with her. It would just have been a joke.
And it would have been one.
Right.
So what's the story behind the donut eating? Was there an outtake that got popular from that?
Probably me laughing behind the monitor too much, because I think at one point they say, Phil, you got to be quiet. I was just howling, because all you have to do is point to the box of donuts to Jensen, and he goes, okay. And then Jared knows how to be the straight guy to follow it.
Yeah.
And Briana just teed it right off.
Right.
And I said, make sure they're all white powdered donuts. You don't want a choice.
Uh-huh.
You just want the white powdered donut, because
Yes.
that needs to fall on her tie. And she doesn't even look around. She's probably walks around all day with donut dust on her tie.
Yeah.
And dude, it was really funny. It reminded me of Police Squad, where he does the you've got a little something on you. And, and still has a face full of powder.
Now, was that in the script?
What, the
donuts?
I think I pitched it to Jeremy and Bob, probably. I mean, just to say, hey, do you mind if I put some donuts in this? It's a cop shop. And, and the part of the story is about eating and losing weight.
Right.
And, trying to find yourself,
Yeah.
So that set up that she kind of devours things because she's got this nervous energy or whatever.
Right.
It also is the backstory with her husband.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
So it's a small thing, but it was just so much fun to do, because I knew Jensen would just jump right into that.
Yeah.
And, 15 takes later, he's like, okay, enough.
So the bulk of the episode takes place at this luxury spa, which is a different setting and costuming for the boys than normal.
Yeah.
Where was that? Where'd you guys do that?
It was on the way to Squamish. It's actually a golf course, like clubhouse.
Right.
And it had a big restaurant. It had everything we needed. And because it was winter, it was closed. So there was no golfing happening. And so we had the run of the place. It was quite fun, because we could kind of do whatever we wanted. And there was enough architecture that was cool. The yoga, the Pilates, whatever room was cool. It was all surrounded by, we just cleared it out. It had tables and chairs. It was like a dining area or meeting room or something,
Wow.
But there was, even the downstairs, the basement stuff was all, Serge was cussing me out, I'm sure, in French for most of it when we were downstairs.
But it was all there.
I said, it's flashlights, dude. That's all that lights it. They've turned the power off. There might be a glow from an exit sign or something, but that would be it.
Right.
So the whole fight scene was a little confusing, which was fine by me, because it was supposed to be scary, that you don't know where the monster is.
It worked. I kept waiting for that jump scare.
Yep.
And that guy was good. I thought the guy that played the brother was good.
JJ
was good.
JJ, he was really good. He's another guy I hope he's gone on. I should check him out. But he was one of those guys that got it right away, and he knew how to kind of play it up when he needed to play it up and be down when he, needed that.
Well, we know that he ended up being in
one of the Purge movies.
Purge movie after.
That's right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
He's done well.
He only works on shows called Purge.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything that rhymes with urge, he'll do.
Purge 15.
The Surge, Sturge.
Yeah.
Just hold that thought. We're coming right back.
Hey, it's Richard Spate, and I'm going to tell you something. I love Wayfair. That's right. I said it, and I mean it. We have a bathroom upstairs in our house that all of our boys share that is tiny. And whoever owned the house before us put giant things in there. A giant vanity, what looks like a giant toilet. I mean, you can barely open the door. I went on Wayfair, and I found space-saving everything that also looks awesome and is incredibly high quality. A vanity with a marble top that looks fantastic, that slots right into the space we needed it to slot into. The toilet. I didn't know there was such a thing as a space-saving toilet. Well, there is, and Wayfair sells them, and I bought one, and they're fantastic. Now the bathroom is completely awesome. Not just functional, but fabulous, thanks to Wayfair. Quality is great. The delivery was on time. The prices were incredible. You can read more than 20 million verified 5-star reviews from real shoppers on the site. And that really helped steer my choices as well. You can create the home you love without overspending. You find options that fit your style and fit your budget. And in my case, fit your tiny bathroom. You get to shop across a wide range of price points, and you find exactly what's right for you. And Wayfair Rewards members get 5% back every day, helping you get even more value from your Wayfair purchases. And the quality is top shelf. You're not taking a hit on quality to get these great prices. No, sir. You shop furniture and decor that is built to last. You find quality materials that stand up to real life. And hey, you shop with Wayfair Verified, and that's your shortcut to durable pieces hand-vetted by product specialists using a 10-point quality inspection, testing things like quality of materials, functionality, features, and even how long it takes to build, which I like to know because I am crappy at that stuff. So here's the thing. You heard me say that Wayfair Reward members get 5% back every day. Yeah, you did, because I said it. Well, join Wayfair Rewards today, and you too will get 5% back on every purchase and start saving on your next home upgrade. Head to wayfair.com to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com, which is COM. Wayfair. Every style, every home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
It's Richard Spate. When we were kids, summer meant freedom. No homework, no teachers, no school. And as adults, summer still means freedom, thanks to Mint Mobile's summer sale. Right now, all of Mint's plans are $15 per month, even unlimited. So free yourself from big wireless and their gimmicks and gotchas and switch to Mint for high-speed data and coverage on the T-Mobile 5G network. What's up, G? My sons love Mint Mobile. Why? Because I love Mint Mobile, and I'm the guy paying the bills. And I don't want surprises. I want surprises at my birthday party, maybe, but I don't want them on my phone bill. So Mint Mobile gives me what I want, what they need, and I know what I'm paying for. And that, to me, is chef's kiss. Mint Mobile took what's wrong with wireless and made it right with premium wireless for $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your current phone and your current phone number. You choose from 3, 6, or 12-month plans and say goodbye to a monthly bill. Sign up online and get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. That is a latte. You know what I'm saying? No, actually, it's a little tay. Coffee joke. Listen, you're going to thank me. You're going to get great data, great coverage at a great price. So, to get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/SPNTAN. That's mintmobile.com/SPNTAN. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/SPNTAN. That's it. There's no catch. You're welcome. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. Thanks for listening. Now, back to the episode. I got to say, and this felt very Phil as well. I know it's in the script, but Dean in a hairnet. I mean, like this becoming that guy. It's the classic sort of TV trope of like, let's go apply for a job, and what do you know? We start right away, kind of thing. But you got to lean into it, you know. And I also like the guy going like to Jared, like, get in Downward Dog for 5 minutes. He's like, she was like 30 seconds.
Minutes, yeah.
Right, that's what I meant, 30 seconds,
Yeah.
or whatever it was. That was good. Watching those guys sort of stumble through their new roles was a good time.
Yeah, it was nice to throw that. Like I said, the whole episode is kind of a wonky, out there episode when you think about it, especially the way it starts, and the whole teaser thing, the then and now, is really super serious. And then they don't like each other and they're having troubles, and we end that way, and you're like, oh, yikes. now we're in the middle of weirdo land.
Right.
No, it's surprisingly funny. You're ready to go dark, and it actually is surprisingly light.
Well, the whole pudding stuff, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Don't give Jensen props because he'll end up using all the props.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing where he's on the phone with Sam and he can hardly move.
Yeah.
That was
really funny. He was like, sweet potatoes.
sweet potatoes.
And also, like, those are roofies. How do you know what they look like? How do you not know what they look like? That whole exchange was funny. I don't want to wind up with my organs being, cut out of me in an ice bath. Yeah. That was funny.
Oh, yeah. So this is a new monster. We haven't had a new monster since for a couple seasons now. Is that exciting to get into and define that? Or
A pishtacos?
I mean, because like fat sucking monster could come across as silly.
Yeah, I mean, as we started getting further away from Kripke land, it was like they were trying stuff. The writers wanted to try a bunch of new monsters, new powers to reckon with, and I understand that because this is season 9, and you got to come up with something. And not that we tended to not show a lot in Kripke's world of it. Show the aftermath. Don't, because he didn't want to like be overly monster driven like visual stuff. It's more of a horror thing if you don't see some of what's going on. So I think with the new monster, it was just part of whatever the writer's room was, pumping out. I mean, this one was fairly simple, but at the same time, we had to play around with, cutting the thing off and the guy dying and all that. And what are we going to do with her at the end? There's, a bit of all that seriousness that comes back in.
Yeah.
They were very kind to her. They gave her
a pat.
Kind send-off.
Yes.
Which they don't do much.
No, and especially Dean in his world, and in his mindset at that point in the show, he was like, kill them all. Like God sort them out.
Yeah. We're saying in like season, what's Rich's one of his favorite episodes, Heart.
Yeah, like season 1, I think.
They do actually go back and kill the monster. So we talked a little bit about the effect that went into you said it's a 3D visual effect with the tongue coming out.
Yeah.
What goes into that when you're shooting it in terms of designing it and shooting so that
we gag the actor? No, it's really just them acting, and then Mark Malash in visual effects creates the thing. And, there's certain rules of our budget of what we can and can't afford. So it was like, keep it simple. I'm not sure who came up with the eyes folding back and becoming all white, which that turns into the horror part of it. If it was just her looking down and having a Hoover come out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The eye things work. The other thing that made it creepy, Phil, was like the bulb of fat coming up the tube.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
it was pretty gross.
When she opens up the refrigerator, when Jensen finds her, it's all like chunks of fat.
Yeah. Oh, and it was really, the effects in this episode are really good.
Cup of hot fat and the head of Alfredo Garcia come to mind.
That's right.
It was pretty, gross when you think about it, that they're fat sucking. I did a Smallville early on with Amy Adams before she was the Amy Adams, and she ingested some kryptonite and she could suck fat out of people.
Oh, wow.
Or out of things. She was having urges, So it was like, this is kind of like that, only 12 years later or something.
At a spa. Yeah.
At a spa.
So this is an interesting season for you because you are now involved in another show.
Yeah, I did.
This is the only episode you directed in season 7, right?
Yes.
Or season 9, season 9.
Right.
Which is baffling because you directed the second most episodes of the show in total, which means if you'd been active in season 9, you would have directed the most. Because I think you're only
8 and 9, I guess it was. There was 2 seasons. I did Revolution with Eric.
Oh.
But you did a couple of episodes in season 8.
Yeah.
More than one.
Yeah.
But this one, you just did one. That's a big cutback for you.
Yeah, it was huge, but it was part of the, I guess, overall plan for me to be able to reach out and do other shows. And Warner Brothers and Bob and Jeremy and Eric were all on board with letting me play with in both realms. I only directed one Revolution, but I did a bunch of other stuff in post.
Like producing, directing. Oh, other stuff meaning other shows or other things on Revolution?
Just Revolution. I mean, it was, it's a new show. Those take more time because everybody's
Right.
nervous and it's new. And what is it? We don't know. And, so a lot of, I think I worked 7 days a week for 2 years running.
Wow.
Let's dig into that a little more. When you go into a show like Revolution, I know you're saying it takes time to get it sea legs, so to speak. But what does that entail for you? What was your role there when you weren't directing the episode?
Well, Charles Beeson was our producing director, so he was at location. I was in L.A. overseeing the cutting and trying to get a handle on that because it was a new group of editors, and Eric wanted, Eric's running the show, so I'm trying to support Eric in what he's looking for. So, there would be days when there would be table reads or there would be production meetings that I had to be at.
Right.
And this is before COVID, so before Zoom. So I'm trying to think how we did all that. We had some visual camera, like in the back of the room, and that's how you sat in, I guess.
Oh.
But it wasn't like Zoom calling at that
Right.
point. That wasn't. So, I would get scripts and go through them and give notes to Eric and talk about stuff. And then on the second year, we moved the show to Austin, Texas, and that's where I directed one of them. And again, I knew I wasn't going to direct as much because I was needed in post on both shows. Remember, I was tag teaming. So luckily, it's a Warner Brothers show. We were off lot. We were in the old Dick Clark offices for 1 year, I think, maybe.
Where's that?
Near like Alameda, in Burbank.
Okay.
Near the old NBC studios.
Okay.
Anywhere, Alameda or Olive, that sort of area. Anyway, we were in there for at least 1 year. I think maybe the second year we moved somewhere else. I'd have to think about that. But yeah, I was doing 2 shows. So it was double the script, double the cuts, double the dailies, double everything.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. But, everybody was on board with it because I did it. So
that's awesome.
Wow.
Because I can't imagine you pulling out of Supernatural totally. Because as we've said before, for our listeners, there was no producing director on Supernatural after Kim Manners passed away. But essentially, it was you. Essentially, that job, the unofficial title, fell to you to sort of keep an eye on the directors, the new ones, and be sure that everything was up to snuff and bring new people up to speed and all that. Yeah. So that would have been a critical absence,
7 days a week for 2 years.
That's so crazy. So after Revolution went away, then you came back full-time at Supernatural.
Yes.
And that was season 10?
Season 10, right.
Okay.
Was your experience in Revolution, because we've never really talked about that, was that a positive experience is the wrong word to say. You stretched yourself to work 7 days a week. Was it worth it?
Yeah. In this business, you guys know as actors, if you're stuck in one place too long, do people forget about you? Do you have the chops to do the same job somewhere else? Those questions arise. The imposter syndrome comes up and you're like, I can only do Supernatural. Believe me, I'm glad every which way that I did 14 years. I wish I could have done the 15th, but it just wasn't in the plan. And, it's one of those things that people have asked me, why did you stay so long? And it's because it was fun and I had a lot more creative freedom than I would if I was just a rotating director somewhere, because then you're kind of in and out and you're the 8-day guy and then everybody else. So I like being part of the team and being on the show. And if they feel like my expertise in post and editing is helpful, then that helps. So it helps with Kripke, it helped with Bob Singer and Jeremy, and Andrew. So
I think it's a crazy question to ask why, because it's so, why wouldn't you stay? Like, why would you want to hop around and be homeless?
No, I know, but that's the thing is like, there's a lot of pluses and minuses. If you're there, do you get stale? Do you just doing it for the paycheck as opposed to being creatively challenged? Yeah, although I think this Supernatural, I'll put any of the film up that we shot against any other show. There's a budgetary thing there, but at the same time, look at what we did. It was an amazing run.
100%.
Yeah.
I think anybody who would think that Supernatural for a director wasn't creatively challenging has not watched Supernatural, because it's not Law and Order. And I love Law and Order, so I'm not taking the Mickey out of that. But Law and Order and procedurals are a formula. You go to a CSI universe or whatever, and you're hitting a formula where Yeah, it needs a director, but the director's not going to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
You know, it's shot a certain way.
Yeah. I mean, you look at, if you're in the Star Wars universe, if you're in the Star Trek universe, there's certain things you have to do. And that's just the nature of what they've created. ER, same thing. It was West Wing was traveling camera everywhere. A lot of fast talking. This show, each episode is its own little movie because the whole premise is they're in a car and they fight evil wherever evil is. And that means they drive to the next location. So art department gets to have fun with all the motel rooms, and each show has its own set of rules and problems and answers. So
yeah. And now you're on to The Boys universe. You were the producing director on The Boys for its entire run, which was a landmark show on Amazon that featured a young Rob Benedict and a bunch of other Jim Beaver, obviously, and of course, our very own Jensen Ackles, as Soldier Boy. So now you're on to Vought Rising.
Yeah.
What's the update?
We're in the middle of post, or toward the other end of post. I guess we start officially mixing in, I think, September after Labor Day. So it's been well received by the studio and Amazon. So that's good. Jensen's fantastic. Aya Cash is fantastic. Same with the rest of the gang that came into play. It still has first year bumps and bruises like any show. There's a few things, stuff we tweaked on, and there's a couple scenes we shot extra elements to make it smooth out better, that sort of thing.
Right.
To me, it's the normal stuff that a lot of shows never get a chance to do, and in network, we never had a second unit other than me and Brad Creaser going out shooting the car somewhere for a day or two. But, on Supernatural, it was 8 days. That was it. You didn't get any more, and you had to make it fit. Whereas with streaming, you're kind of, once that first year was over of The Boys, it was kind of like the light bulb went off. It was like, oh, okay. Because I shot a scene in the last day of shooting of season 1. Anyway, I shot a scene on the last day of shooting that went into the first episode. Second season.
Oh, wow.
That was so that was 9 or 10 months, not 7 months later or whatever it was.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And so with streaming, and the line producers don't like it when I say this, I'm like, don't worry, we'll get it before we're done shooting. That's all you have to worry about. There's no air date.
Right.
So if you need to pick up a shot or something happens on the scene and it blows apart, then if you have the money, which seems like we do somewhere, somebody always has the money, right?
Somebody. Not me.
They always scream that they don't have the money, but yet when you need it, it's there. So I'm not.
Well, it is. Look, I know this has nothing to do with production, but it is funny to be in the entertainment world and have somebody in production or your agent go, yeah, it's Amazon. They don't have money.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's a sentence that just doesn't make sense.
Right.
What?
It's because their space program is taking all the money. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right.
Well, dude, we're super excited for Vought Rising because The Boys was landmark television in some crazy ways.
We tried to not overdo the sense of, we wanted to make it more of a universal feel to it.
Yeah.
Kind of like LA Confidential. If you watch that, there's only, I think, 1 or 2 people that wear fedoras. There's a really good documentary behind the scenes thing with Curtis Hanson because he grew up in Hollywood. He grew up in the Valley.
Yeah.
And he talks about how they wanted to make this kind of universal story as opposed to a timed story of a certain, now everybody's dressing like they did. That was part of the reason they ended up getting the movie made, was because they had Russell Crowe and
Guy Pearce.
They were nobodies at that point. The most famous person in the cast was Danny DeVito.
Wow.
And then James Cromwell after That'll Do, Pig.
After Babe.
So, they made this movie, and even though it's from a specific time period in Los Angeles, the dress, everything everybody wears, they never went into that gumshoe, wearing a hat, smoking cigarettes with the heavy, high noir kind of style of lighting, the high key. So I think we kind of took similar steps with the Vought Rising. So it doesn't, it's definitely everybody's wearing clothes that looks like they're from 1950 The
Yeah.
cars are from 1949 type of thing.
Right.
But
Right.
we want to make it more just like we don't care that it's that time period. This is what it is.
Excellent. Well, we can't wait to see it.
Can't wait, man.
Sometime in I don't know. I'm not part of those conversations.
Well, it's going to be awesome. We're fired up. And thank you for doing this podcast. As always, insightful and entertaining.
Yes, it's a weird little episode.
It is, but you do a great job with it.
A lot of laughs and a lot of serious moments. I mean, the what's going on with the brothers is very serious.
Yeah.
Leaves on a very ominous note.
Yep.
But yeah, it had a little bit of everything. We liked it.
A little bit of everything. You and Eric and Nicole really teamed up to make a good one. Nice job.
Yeah.
And nice casting on Briana Buckmaster. Well done.
For sure. Thank God for her.
Phil, come see us again on another episode.
Whenever you need me.
Bye, Phil.
We appreciate you, buddy.
Ciao.
We'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, it's Rob. You know, I love my house, but there are a few things that I would change, and one of them is closet space. There's a closet space issue. I don't have enough of it, especially after Ruth Connell moved in. The lady has a lot of dresses, so little space for Rob clothes, which I'm fine with because what it makes me do is go through my closet and weed out things I really just don't wear anymore. But I never knew what to do with those things. And then I found out about Vinted. Vinted is a secondhand app that makes it easy for everyday sellers, people like you and me, to sell pre-loved fashion and earn some extra money. Because clothes are worth something and materials need to be recycled. The other reason I really like selling things is it makes me feel less guilty about really good clothes just hanging there unworn. So Vinted now makes it easy to do this task that I have to do several times a year and that I'm completing the circle rather than ending it, right? I'm throwing the clothes back out there in rotation for someone else and making a little bit of money. Everybody wins. The other great thing about Vinted is that there are no selling fees. So you keep everything you earn. So it makes it easy to clean out the closet, which if you're like me, happens several times a year. It's quick. It's simple. It makes selling feel more worthwhile. And because you get to keep all the money, you don't feel taken advantage of. So give your clothes a second life and clean out your closet with Vinted. Download the Vinted app for free to start selling with no seller fees, so you keep everything you earn. Plus, for a limited time, enjoy free shipping in the U.S. on Vinted. 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 Hey, everybody, it's Rob. Guess what? The summer is coming to an end soon. Isn't that crazy? But not yet. We still have a month left. But August is the time to start thinking about having a clothing reset before fall. That's why I love Quince. Quince is all about fewer, better pieces. Their clothes are made with premium materials built to last and designed to become the ones you reach for day after day. So Quince is great with your everyday essentials. The t-shirts and the boxers and the socks are all made with great, dependable material, like strong cotton, that you can trust. They've got denim. I'm talking jeans, people, and tailored chinos, everything. You want to go nice cash, walk into that Labor Day party and go, hey, what a summer we had, hey guys? Quince is the place to go for that. You want swimsuits? Quince. I just got one myself. The great thing about it is that it's priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands because they work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middleman, so you're paying for high quality, not brand markup. I'm loving my Quince stuff. I love this swimsuit. And I also bought, I bought just a nice, clean, white shirt. Just a lightweight cotton shirt. You can also get linen. I love this place because it's great quality. The prices are insanely good. And you're getting quality materials. Quality threads, as the kids say. And it's not just clothing. Quince has become my go-to for everything. From hotel quality bedding, which I love because I go to hotels a lot, and bath essentials to premium cookware and travel must-haves. So upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/STN. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's quince.com/STN.
Hey there, thanks for listening. Now, back to the episode.
Wowzers, Phil up. But when you get Phil on, you're going to get all the intel served up.
Yeah.
Piping hot, fresh from the oven, because he's the man.
I feel full. My questions were all answered.
Full of Phil.
Full of Phil.
You feel fulfilled.
That could be the title of his book, Fulfilled.
Exactly. But though we can sit here and muse about the grandness of Phil, let's move on to something a little larger than life. Dare I say, mythology, 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 mythology.
The pishtaco is one of the most infamous monsters in Peruvian and Andean folklore. This is what I was waiting for.
All right.
Particularly in the traditions of Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador.
Often depicted as a mysterious outsider, like a traveler or foreigner, the pishtaco preys on isolated victims, killing or incapacitating them to harvest their body fat.
In traditional Andean beliefs, human fat was considered a source of life and vitality. Stories claim that Pishtacos sold the fat for uses ranging from medicine and cosmetics to lubricating church bells, that's what they call it these days, or industrial machinery, reflecting local fears of exploitation by powerful outsiders.
Scholars believe the legend originated during the Spanish colonial period, when indigenous communities associated foreign conquerors with violence and exploitation. Well, there you go. Nothing to do with the delicious fish taco. You know what I mean? Which is weird to me.
No, and I'll never be able to have a fish taco again.
Because a lightly grilled or blackened fish taco is
Right.
chef's kiss. You know what I mean?
Right.
And good for the waistline. So I thought maybe there was a correlation.
Right. So the pishtacos, it's bad. You don't want it feeding on you.
I think sucking you dry and leaving you emaciated and gasping for life is a negative.
Right. I'm just, okay, so.
I mean, that's just me. A lot of people might be into being zapped of life and emaciated,
But human fat was considered a source of life and vitality. So the pishtacos sold the fat. I wonder what the lesson here is.
When you're buying fat, be sure you know where it came from.
Check the sell-by date.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not sure there's really a lesson here. But, I mean...
No? I mean, usually these things have because it says scholars believe the legend originated during the Spanish colonial period when indigenous communities associated foreign conquerors with violence and exploitation. So the foreign conquerors are the pishtacos?
War is a slendering hell.
Okay.
Maybe?
I think that's the best we're going to do. I tried to sort of get into the...
I'm not really following you on the bit larger meaning of this one, but hey.
Well, I just, some of these stories, they mean something. Like
Right.
It explains something, right? And so for this, it looks like it has to do with they were being conquered by Spain, and they sort of attached this story on, with that in mind, right?
Yeah, I guess that's
You're
sure.
Okay.
You feel good about it? Are we good?
No, not at all. But my questions are not answered. But
Perfect.
I'll do some research on my own.
Then let's move on to fun facts. Fun facts. Fun facts. Fun facts.
The title may be inspired by the Purge horror franchise,
I knew it.
or to flush the body of toxins.
I didn't know it. I mean, I guess we could have thought of that, but it seemed more like the Purge, the murdering part, than the healthy part.
That's what I was expecting.
Okay, so J.J. Sgriccia, who played Alonzo, played one of the main characters in the Purge election year. Look at that, Purge crossover.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Purge election year was after this episode.
I think so. Oh, wait, I don't know. That wouldn't make sense, right? It would be, you mean election year? The first Purge movie must have been before this episode, but the Purge election year must have been down the road, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm not up to date on my Purge
Neither am I.
movies, so I have no idea. But this is interesting.
And what year was this episode?
2014.
Okay, there we go.
So he was in the Purge election year after this. The original working title for the episode, and I'm not sure why this didn't stick, was "Let the Fat One In."
Yeah, that's never going to make it to TV. I'm just going to tell you right out of the gate.
Not okay.
That is a bad working title that gets everybody canceled. It is a ode to the horror movie, Let the Right Ones In, right?
Let the Right One In.
The Right One In, yeah. Creepy movie. Yeah. I think it's Norwegian or something, and then or Swedish, and then remade for the States.
Correct.
But really good movie. Really good movie.
Great movie. Great vampire movie.
The title in Italy is La Cura Miracolosa, the miraculous cure. And in a similar theme, I assume, or something Purge related, I don't know. The Japanese have taken a shot at this, Robbie.
The Japanese are going with the happy fun boat that kills you.
Okay, now that makes sense. Maybe that's like a kind of a cruise, like a health cruise, where everybody's supposed to get to slim and work out and do classes and learn about diet.
Right.
And then this happens. So, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Though this episode introduces fan favorite character Sheriff Hanscom, Briana Buckmaster's name does not appear in the opening credits.
Wonder why that is.
I don't know. And then completely unrelated, but in the same block of sentences that confused me, she was 7 months pregnant when this episode was filmed. I don't think that's why her name wasn't in the credits at the front. I don't think that's what happened.
But yeah, both things interesting. I had no idea. I had no idea she was pregnant.
She did not look 7 months pregnant. I'll give her, that's having had a pregnant wife around the house several times. That's not what I recall it looking like.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the credits thing was probably just a negotiation in her deal. Like he probably it wasn't stipulated in the contract.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's typically how those things go.
Yeah.
But her name was front and center next time, I am sure.
Well, the only other time that happens with a character of that size is when it's a surprise.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But we didn't know this character yet, so that doesn't make sense.
It's a real surprise.
The bumper sticker on Wayne McNutt's car reads, "Bacon makes everything better." I noticed that.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is the first new monster to be featured since season 7.
What?
Which explains why this episode is so popular with the Muppets.
Oh.
They love monsters. Yeah.
Right.
I did not really think about that, but that's cool. New Peruvian monster.
Yeah. The Pishtaco.
The Pishtacos.
Right. Who may or may not have represented Spanish colonial.
Of course, we missed a joke there, Rob. This is the first new monster to be featured since season 7, and that monster's name is Briana Buckmaster. It's a joke. She's our dear friend.
She's going to love that joke.
Our dear friend. She's our dear friend.
She's calling you right now. She heard.
She heard it through the...
What the F, Richard?
Fun episode. All around. Really enjoyed it.
Great episode. Great interview.
Anytime we get to talk to Phil, it's great.
And because I know she's going to want to know, we are going to have Briana Buckmaster back. We've had her as a guest reviewer, but we will have her back.
Yeah, but now she's in the show. We got to have her for her episode.
She's in one of the subsequent episodes, so we can talk about it. When she comes on, we might have questions about this episode, because I have questions.
Yes, we will. Rob has questions that you won't sleep for weeks wondering about the Pishtaco. So
I know, exactly. Maybe she'll be able to tell me.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, that's a lot of fun stuff. We're there. We're ready. Let's go. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yes, we will.
This episode of Supernatural features Jared Padalecki as Sam Winchester, Jensen Ackles as Dean Winchester.
Guest stars include Briana Buckmaster, Annabelle Acosta, Corey Sevier, JJ Soria, and Lindsay Gibson.
The Purge was written by Eric Carmelo and Nicole Snyder and directed by Phil Sgriccia.
Editing by Don Cook. Music by Jay Greska.
Colorist was Stephen P. Arkle,
otherwise known as Sparkle. Executive produced by Robert Singer and Jeremy Carver. Supernatural was created by Eric Kripke. The episode featured the following song, Up Where We Belong by Joe Cocker.
Where we belong.
And Jennifer Warnes. That's exactly right, Joe.
This episode originally aired on February 4th, 2014.
This episode of Supernatural Then and Now was hosted and executive produced by Richard Speight Jr. and Rob Benedict.
Produced by Stephen Hine, written by Stephen Hine and Haida Holscher.
And edited and associate produced by Trey Booty.
What's up, Booty?
Music provided by Tim Wynn.
The episode was recorded with the help of Sonic Fuel Studios.
This podcast is from Story Mill Media.
Follow the podcast on Instagram and YouTube at SPN Then and Now.
Become a member of the podcast to get early access, chat rooms with other podcast fans, and video interviews at patreon.com/SPN Then and Now. Hold on a second. My wife is forgetting I'm doing a podcast.
Oh, oops.
Thank you. Christ on a stick. She's banging around up there. Let me lock the door again.
I don't know why people would cancel. Why would people cancel and miss this good stuff?
May I ask you to go back a line there, Rob? So if your nose was a penis.
In invertebrates.
You know what I mean?
Okay, well, and other things we have to cut out of the episode.
But I almost read it together. Like, her name wasn't in the credits. She was 7 months pregnant.
7 months pregnant.
That would be terrible if the show was like, we'd love to put your name in the credits, but you're pregnant.
But you're 7 months pregnant, yeah.
Do you think there's a monster called ceviche?
There should be.
Like a whole
ceviche.
menu of monsters?
Yeah, that'd be great. Ceviche, pistaco,
Burrito.
side of fries,
Chorizo is out to get you.
Chipotle.
Watching Rob deflate with frustration is worth the cost of whatever they're charging on Patreon. I don't know what it is. Blank check it. But I'm telling you, it's gold.
If Joe Cocker and the channel that Supernatural is on right now were together, it'd be Peacocker.
And if you would not let me get to Joe Cocker, you'd be a cocker blocker.
If you wouldn't let me watch this episode on Peacock and you made me watch it on Prime, you'd be a Peacocker blocker.
Yes, I would. And I stand behind that decision.
Story Mill Media.
The war is over, and both sides lost. Kingdoms were reduced to cinders, and armies scattered like bones in the dust. Now the survivors claw to what's left of a broken world, praying the darkness chooses someone else tonight. But in the Shadow Dark, the darkness always wins. This is old school adventuring at its most cruel. Your torch ticks down in real time, and when that flame dies, something else rises to finish the job. This is a brutal rules-light nightmare with a story that emerges organically based on the decisions that the characters make. This is what it felt like to play RPGs in the 80s, and man, it is so good to be back. Join the Glass Cannon podcast as we plunge into the Shadow Dark every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/theglasscannon with the podcast version dropping the next day. See what everybody's talking about and join us in the dark.
Oh, please, not that music. That music gives me nightmares from my childhood.
Could we get something a little bit lighter, some lighter music here?
Are you a fan of true crime TV shows?
And what about Unsolved Mysteries, the show that jump-started all of our love of true crime?
I'm Ellen Marsh.
And I'm Joey Taranto.
And we host I Think Not, a true crime comedy podcast covering some of the wildest stories from your favorite true crime campy TV shows all the way to Unsolved Mysteries.
Baby, you will laugh, you will cry, you'll think about true crime in a whole new way, and you'll also ask yourself, who gave these people mics?
New episodes of I Think Not are released every Wednesday with bonus episodes out every Thursday on Patreon.
And every Monday, you can listen to our True Crime Rundown, where we go over the top true crime headlines of the week.
So come and join us wherever you listen to your podcasts.